Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's level up together. Let's go. So apparently, this according to this, Trump passed $2,000 stimulus check. So let's watch this video real quick.
President Trump has officially confirmed and promised a $2,000 stimulus check to all Americans from the tariff revenue. So I want to be absolutely crystal clear about this. So this is not like an idea that he's floating around. It's not like, oh, he's going to consider this or he's thinking about it. No, he officially confirmed it and promised it. So I'm going to give you my opinion, but I want to show you the situation first. Okay, so I want to read you what President Trump wrote on Sunday, November 9th, and then we're going to review this piece by piece. It begins with, people that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world. With almost no inflation and a record stock market price, 401ks are highest ever. We are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debts, $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place, a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. Okay, so take a look at that last sentence. It's not we might, it's not we could, it's not we're thinking about it. It's clear, it's very clear cut, and it's an official promise.
When your kid is hurting and there's no
Now, I just want to point this out. Do you remember the potential Doge dividend check? So that stimulus check earlier in the year.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's level up together. Let's go. The potential of the stimulus check for Trump. Let's go. According to this.
So when President Trump floated that idea of giving a stimulus check from all the money that Doge was going to save the government, when he was talking about that, President Trump had a different tone and he used a different language. He didn't make any promises. He said it may happen. We're thinking about it. It's something that he would consider. So I want to show you.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt.
Okay, so you just saw that. When President Trump was talking about this idea, a Doge stimulus check, I immediately called BS. Just the way that he was talking about it, the tone and language that he was using. So I said that's not going to happen. Don't get your hopes up. You can watch this video. And I made my position, I made my prediction very clear. So that was my objective conclusion. But do you now see the difference in President Trump's language? Regarding the Doge stimulus check, you can't blame President Trump for not delivering because he never promised a Doge stimulus check. But I'm telling you that this time it's different, because President Trump is explicitly saying that he's going to give a $2,000 stimulus check to almost all Americans, excluding the high-income earners. And if he doesn't deliver, well, then I'm obviously going to be obligated to call him out on it. Now, let's analyze the other pieces of President Trump's post. My first concern is that if President Trump gives a $2,000 stimulus check to all Americans, minus high-income earners, then it's going to spike inflation, just like the other stimulus checks did. And right now, inflation is still running hot. Okay, so President Trump claims that the rate of inflation is close to 0%. However, the U.S. federal government is reporting that the rate of inflation is at 3.0%. But currently, the true rate of inflation is closer to approximately 6%. Okay, so right off the bat, I have to disagree with President Trump's statement that inflation is close to 0%. Now, I just want to say this, and I'm addressing the MAGA crowd, and I'm just speaking very sincerely here. I want you to understand, please understand this, that you are allowed to disagree with President Trump and still support him. I want you to know that he is not your God. He is a politician. So it's like, I said this before, it's like this. I have a cousin, and a lot of times he says really stupid things and he makes really bad decisions. Regardless, I still support my cousin, even though he says stupid things sometimes. Anyways, it's very important for you to know that relatively speaking, the rate of inflation right now is actually pretty low. So 6% is not that bad, relatively speaking. Because, okay, the reason I'm saying that is you have to remember that the Federal Reserve is right now aggressively lowering interest rates, and they're getting ready to turn the money printers back on. And they're seeing as early as Q1 of 2026, which is right around the corner. So even with
Trump supposedly passed a $2,000 stimulus check, according to this. So let's go. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's level up together. Let's go to some more people.
without these stimulus checks, the rate of inflation is going to go much higher in 2026. And with these stimulus checks, I mean, the rate of inflation, it would be mind-blowing. Now, in this section, President Trump says that the tariffs are giving trillions of dollars, and the government can take this tariff money to pay down the government's debts of $37 trillion. First of all, President Trump posted this on November 9th, and as of November 9th, the government's debt is at $38.1 trillion, not 37. And this is according to the Treasury Department. This is straight from the Treasury's website. Next, here's how much money the tariffs have generated for the U.S. government. In the most recently reported month, so September, tariff revenues soared to $31.6 billion. If we continue at that monthly rate, then that's going to provide the government $380 billion a year. Okay, so I really don't understand where President Trump's getting this multi-trillion dollars from. Again, that's a run rate of $380 billion a year. Now, I want you to take a look at this. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. government's overspent by $1.78 trillion.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's level up together. Let's go. What would you do with your stimulus check if you get it? Let me know.
Dollars. In other words, they had a $1.78 trillion deficit, and that includes the money that they got from tariffs. So, in other words, the U.S. government went deeper into debt by $1.78 trillion in fiscal year 2025. So listen, I'm just going to tell you this straight up. I'm not quite following President Trump's math here. So I just want to calculate this out loud. Tariffs will give the U.S. government $380 billion a year. And the government will need to borrow an additional $2 trillion to fund their overspending. All right, so according to my calculations, $2 trillion is greater than $380 billion. So how are we going to pay down the national debts with tariff revenue? I'm not following. Maybe I missed this part in math class. I guess the education system in Illinois failed me. All right, so President Trump is saying that he's going to pay down the national debt with all this money that's coming in from tariffs. I'll tell you, honestly, I'm very skeptical. Let's see over the next few months if the federal debt goes down from here, from 38.1 trillion, or if it goes up. But I mean, that's just a silly question, because I guarantee you that the federal government's debt is just going to become larger. The only way that they're going to pay down debt, in my opinion, would be with gold revaluation. Other than that, there's no other way. Now, this part, President Trump says that there's record investment in the USA, plants and factories.
Isaac, MD, ZZ, and D, how are you? What's going on? Well, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Let's level up together. Let's go. So apparently there's supposed to be a $2,000 stimulus check, according to this. So let's keep watching.
These are springing up all over the place. Actually, that is not true. As a matter of fact, a record amount of job cuts were announced in October, and the country lost 3,000 manufacturing jobs last month. Now, with all that taken into consideration, President Trump says a dividend of at least $2,000 a person will be paid to everyone. So my question that I pose to everyone is, are we supposed to believe this? Because just in this single post, there's so much misinformation. Can President Trump really deliver on this tariff dividend, or I guess you can call it a stimulus check? First of all, if President Trump wanted to give a $2,000 stimulus check, then Congress would need to vote on it, just like they did back during the pandemic. It would have to pass in the House of Representatives with a simple majority, and then it would have to pass in the Senate with 60 votes. And I'll tell you that there is no way that they're going to get 60 votes for this. Okay, so if President Trump wanted to pass this in the Senate, then he would have to do the reconciliation procedure, and that would lower the requirement down to 50 votes instead of 60.
So, guys, what is your thoughts on this? Do you think it's going to actually happen? Let me know down below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. And what would you do with it? So I would recommend, if you do get this stimulus check, is to invest in yourself. You could improve your skills, so you could learn some new skills, or improve your skill, so you can make more money. And you can also invest, things like that. So with that being said, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's level up together. Praise glory. Peace.